Welcome everyone to Constantly Calibrating. I'm back again this week as your host. My name is Brad. We have a full crew this week as well as a guest. Oh my goodness. It's going to be quite a show for you, so we're glad everyone's here. Joining us this week, first off, I'll introduce our guest. Is DietColaFTW, personal friend of the channel, and he's here to talk to us about Destiny. How are you doing, my friend?
Super excited to be here. Thanks so much, guys, for inviting me. Do appreciate it.
No, it's awesome. You've been frequenting our chat for I don't know, a month or so now?
About a month, yeah.
Yeah, about a month.
I would say it's more of a trolling situation, but that's up to you guys.
You've been frequently trolling.
And so, as you can also hear, we have Josh with us. How are you doing
here
today?
And see if you're watching the show live. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I had my first MRI of my brain this morning. I had a slight. The way I said that was pretty crude. I had an MRI of my brain.
I make brain pictures.
They take brain pictures. They make me smart and funny now. Like 3 different people messaged me on Facebook when I said this, and their response was, "Well, it's a variation of I hope they don't damage your humor box." And my response was, "What? I have humor? They're adding humor? I get that installed today?"
Yes, apparently. Also, back with us is Ryan. How are you doing, sir? Lovely hat.
What? Thank you. Why does every podcast host ever, when they start their podcast, start to talk like this and say, welcome, and just go on like that? Like, it's like, hey, welcome to Constantly Calibrating. I'm Brad. I'm your host. Why don't you be real with people?
Because I'm excited for you to be here.
Oh, okay. Do whatever then.
Energy. Can't have
I just love that
energy
lackadaisical
podcast.
response. Well, okay, whatever.
And as you may have heard in the background or seen, we have returning from a hiatus, Justin.
Hey, I'm holding my hand up. You can't see it because it gets cut off the camera. What's up, everybody?
Justin's in a new location with us. He's been gone for a little over a month, but we are absolutely thrilled to have him back with us. So
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Oh.
Yeah, dick.
Oh, jeez. So, we are here. We're going to talk about Destiny, and we have a little bit of news. Josh?
I have
He
news.
can't see us.
I didn't see his headset was off. I'm sorry.
No, surprise. Oh yeah. Oh, so sorry. News. Okay, so yeah, we got a little bit of news here. Let's touch on two things of constantly calibrating based newsiness. First, we're Twitch affiliates now. So you're not gonna see anything for that right now for tonight. I'm still in the process of getting all the paperwork filled out because it did not like how I spelled my name the first 780 times I tried it.
Racist.
No, the problem was that I didn't notice that one of the forms was putting the business name Constantly Calibrating LLC in place of name. I just wasn't noticing that, so it was looking for that as a name on a form which didn't have an option in one spot. So yeah, after I figured that out, so now I'm just waiting on one thing to be confirmed. And yeah, then it'll be set. But hopefully by this weekend's streams, which is Phoenix Comic Con, we'll have it. But otherwise, next week we'll have what is it called? We'll have bits and cheering and whatnot if you want to take part in that.
Celebrate good times.
So yeah.
Now we can do all those fancy custom things, right?
I think we get one emote.
We should do one where your head explodes. That's what I want.
Well, we only get to do emotes once the subscription stuff gets added, if I'm correct, and that's not being added quite yet for affiliates.
I thought that we got one.
Yeah, but it's not yet. It's going to be in the coming months.
Everybody
I
gets
want your
one.
head to explode.
Well, I mean, I could make a video of, I could do something in here very easily with that. But the other thing is, we're going to start doing sponsor related things again. For the podcast, because we've had sponsors for a while, but I was depressed and didn't feel like we deserve sponsors. And it just
We never took advantage of it.
So we never took advantage of it, and it just occurs to me that
Unworthy.
I have a sponsor button here, but it actually only shows up on a different thing, because again, I was expecting 4 people tonight, not 5.
Oh my gosh.
My bad.
So I'm gonna make this look like shit for a second, just so I can make it appear. There, look at that. So anyways, we're gonna go back. So yeah, so Greenman Gaming, constantlycalibrating.com/Greenman Gaming. It is where most of us go to buy our PC gaming. If you go through our link, constantlycalibrating.com/Greenman Gaming, and log in, you get any deals that they currently have in effect automatically added, in addition to coupons that they may have, which we will start posting coupons and stuff on our social media channels as we get them and announcing them on the podcast if something is applicable. Maybe Destiny 2 will be on there for sale. You never know.
Ooh.
I don't know if they're actually selling. I don't think they are selling it because it's
Not right now.
Well, I don't think they're going to be because since it's going through Battle.net, whatever. But in any case, I doubt. But still,
You're spoiling the news.
Theoretically, we're done with that. Yeah, whatever. Blah blah. Continue with the show, Brad.
Let's jump over to Cola, Diet Cola DC. So you are a mostly YouTuber for Destiny, and you've been doing that for how long now?
I've only actually had my channel since August of 2016, so it's been a pretty cool ride. We've experienced a lot of growth.
He's such a baby.
Such a baby, yeah, but gotten a lot of views, and that's really, really cool. That's super encouraging, so I'm going to keep going for a while.
Right, you recently hit your 5,000 mark?
Yep, we're standing at about 5,335. I know that number like right off the top of my head. So, yeah.
Checks it every 5 minutes.
I'm looking at it. Live subscriber count right now.
So I want that big silver YouTube play button for my wall.
Why not?
Who
Why
wouldn't?
stop?
I said he wants it.
I want
Oh,
it.
really? Is that a thing? I was unaware of this.
Yeah, silver is 100,000. I think gold is 500 or a million.
Gold is 5. I thought gold is 500. And I thought like a platinum one is like 1 million or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't. I
Here, let me
should've
look it
said
up. Let me look it up. What would that be?
Let's just be honest. I don't care about the YouTube play buttons. I just want a personally autographed picture of D. That's all I want. Diet Cola, you're an amazing Destiny player. That's all I want.
Ooh, we could have gotten that a couple of years ago.
A few years ago, we interviewed him. That was back at the time when we thought Destiny was going to be the primary game of Constantly Calibrating, and literally got in a conversation with him about being one of their 20 featured Destiny streamers.
Yeah, that worked out.
Well, that worked out great because we
So,
weren't streaming
also
at
used
the
that-
time.
Wait, was that him that asked styled you,
Well-
or is that Jaffe that asked styled you? One of them asked styled you.
Who ass-styled me? That was Deej. Yeah,
that
Deej
was Deej.
ass-styled me 3 times during that RTX.
So
And I literally said to him, I'm like, I said to him, like, dude, I like you. You're awesome. If you want to, I think it says, I'm like, if you want to go on a date, that's fine, but I am married.
Hey, man,
So-
I wouldn't be ashamed. I would hit that up and be like, Deej, you know we had this conversation a few years ago. I'm having a few regrets. Let me go back to being one of your 20 featured streamers. That would be amazing for your channel.
Like, we really thought about it, and we think we're up to it now.
Here's a fun thing we discovered during that RTX. It was really difficult scheduling some of the stuff with Bungie, because something in our email address, we figured it out in the end, was blocking all emails to Bungie and Bungie related stuff. So like I could not email them. Scheduling that
So
interview
whenever
was a
we'd send
nightmare.
something to Bungie, it would spring back.
It would tell me that unauthorized access. I need to go check on
totally
the.
went unappreciated.
I need to check
I
on the
saw it.
kid really
I saw it.
quickly,
It's
but
funny.
I really check a quick hit, but I want to just quickly comment. 100,000 subs is silver, 1 million is gold, 10 million is diamond.
Wow. Okay. So, we have a checkered history here on the podcast with Destiny. To be blunt, we really liked the beta a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We
I
played
made
it.
videos.
We made videos. Yeah, I think there's a video of the Yumi and Josh running around in the beta. It's somewhere on our channel probably. And it came out, and we're like, "This is it." And we kind of put it down, and we kind of talked trash about it for a long time. I know
I was on the receiving end of that.
I plead the fifth. You've tried to get me to come back many times. And we did come back. At least I know Justin and I did for the Taken King.
A little bit.
Say what?
Like a little bit, yeah.
I think you hit 40. I checked your profile the other day. I think you have at least 140.
No, I got a 40 on each system.
Okay. And it was an improvement in the story, but there still wasn't a lot to do, and there's still some systems issues that I personally had issues with. And what led us to today was I saw, they were gearing up for 2, and they're like, "Here's Age of Triumph, everything's max level, and come try it out." And I was like, you know what? Fine, we'll give it another shot. I was hesitant about it, and I fell in love with a game that I should have had 3 years ago, to be blunt. Yeah, yourself. Yeah, that's another reason we're here tonight. So, we decided we would wait for Destiny 2 and see what it's all about, and bring DietCola here in to talk about it. So we've seen it now, I think. I've watched the full reveal. He's watched the full reveal. What have you guys watched? What have you seen so far?
I watched the 2 links you have here in our document, which is the campaign homecoming, full gameplay opening thing, and then also the trailer.
I watched it all.
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, I watched the premiere thing, the 1 hour one. I watched that. Or I had it playing in the background.
Yeah, that's about what I did. Bits of pizzas and a little bit of IGN's coverage.
IGN actually had some really, really good coverage. Their Fireteam chat episode this past week was super in depth.
Yeah, very,
tons of
very
details.
deep.
Like, it was just like quick fire questions with was it Deej and
Mark Noseworthy.
And Noseworthy, yeah. I'm learning the names. That's not a good sign.
Brad's getting into it.
We've lost Brad.
That's not a good sign. They're not at Metzen level yet, but they might get there. We'll see. So I have to say I'm really super excited about what I see. I think everything I'm seeing in Destiny 1 right now is being carried over and improved upon in some form or fashion for Destiny 2, and especially the story. Like, this
Not
new
your vault,
story.
though. Not your vault, though.
No, my vault is gone. Your stuff, my stuff, gone.
Which we didn't have much stuff, so like us, we really don't care about much, but somebody playing as much as like DC over there, like, how does that affect you, man?
For the long-term hardcore players, it's a solid move. If you think about what would happen if you came in at max level and it was essentially a shorter game because of the fact that you're already at a high level and you only have to make up X amount of ground, as opposed to a new player who has to come in fresh, like, it really actually enhances the long-term game for the hardcore players, makes it more fun.
Holy crap, you picked up a Justin question.
Yeah, I didn't know, Justin, you still ask questions here?
Yeah, every now and then.
Yep. So,
No, I mean, usually, like, I ask a question, they ask what I asked. So,
yeah.
well,
yeah, fair enough. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Justin believes he's less interpretable than he actually is.
Yeah.
some days.
Some
Most
days.
days.
So, let's tackle this. What exactly turned the rest of you guys off, and what could turn you around on this game? And from what you've seen, tell me what you're excited about here.
Ryan, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So my issue with it was I just didn't have anything to play it on to begin with. I mean, I had an Xbox 360, but that's not how you play. That's not how you play the game. You know, I didn't have a PS4 or an Xbox One, and so when everybody else was playing it, I couldn't. I mean, I played it a little bit on your system for a little bit, but even then, I wasn't. You know, it didn't hook me. You know, didn't like it, but it didn't hook a lot of people, and everybody quit. So then I finally get a system, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it another try. And this is probably, I think I've had my Xbox for probably like 6 or 7 months now. This is the first thing I picked up because it was cheap. You know,
cheap,
$10,
yes, cheap is good.
$10 for the vanilla thing, and then whatever it was for the Xbox Live subscription. And picked it up, started playing it. I think I got to like level 6 or 7, and I was like, it's still just not there. Like, I couldn't get into it. You know, seeing the differences between the story when it first came out and the way they do the story afterwards, like nowish, you know, it's better now. It is, but like it doesn't get me, you know. And I know it's definitely one of those games where, you know, you have to make it to the end in order to, you know, get the girth of it. Like, you know, it's like big MMOs or whatever. You know, you gotta hit the end level before you finally see everything. But like, I just don't want to get to the end level. Like that's how it is. Like with other games where it's, you know, a leveling process like that, there's, you know, stuff that'll get you in. Like, I mean, I played WoW, and just, you know, even the old stuff, like, didn't even get into it. I got really into it even towards the beginning because of the story, the characters. Like, there's no characters in there that really just jump out and get me, you know. And I mean, I'm a story guy, I'm a lore guy, and just wasn't there. And I'm sure another part of it is that I just didn't have anybody to play with me. But yeah, I just couldn't do it.
That's kind of what got me there.
Yeah. So, but as far as things I'm excited about, I mean, I'm always excited for a new game like that. I mean, it'll give them a good chance to kind of prove me wrong. But I mean, I don't believe any of the hype for this. Like, I don't care. So I'm coming in with like a complete fresh mindset for it. So if it shocks and awes me, then that's cool. If it doesn't, which I don't think it will, then whatever. It's what I expected.
Expect that much. With me, like, with all multiplayer games, it's like catching waves with me. Like, I might get super hyped on it, but everybody else wasn't, and then I kind of leave them behind, or I drop off, everybody else hops on, they pass me, they leave me behind, and it's just like we're never on the same wavelength at all, and so basically, I lose people to play with. And that's the main issue, is like I never had anybody that stuck with it when we started. And then when everybody finally got into it, I no longer cared about it, and that kind of killed it for me. Like, I tried it again, still really we couldn't get anything going, so I just lost interest again. And that's any multiplayer games. If I don't have people I know, like, of course I can hop in a match and play with randoms, but I don't like doing that these type of games. I like playing with people I know. If I don't have them, then I usually don't play them.
Yeah, it's good to have like that group to rally around with, and that's like what I was saying. I just didn't have that experience.
Yeah, which I did, because I wasn't even looking through core friends. I actually had like a group I used to play with on the Rooster Teeth forums. Like every week we hopped in a raid, and then I don't know, it just died out. So did I.
Well, let me ask you guys this question, because I know there's a lot of solo players out there. My best video on my channel is about how to get to 400 light as a solo player, max level. And here's what I'd like to ask you. How did it work for you in WoW? Like, I mean, surely you had to, at some point, network with other people to form a good, solid raid group. You obviously weren't going to do, like, a 3-person raid in WoW. So how did you get into linking in with other people, and why would you not do that with a game kind of like Destiny?
Pass.
Well, I mean, I'll answer. For me, it was whenever I started playing WoW. You know, I had friends that were already playing it. You know, I was in a guild with Brad, and Josh was there, and you know, I just had people to play with, and the things I didn't know, they taught me. You know, that's kind of what it was. There was like a little pre-existing community group going on, and then it just kind of expanded from there. And I didn't have that with Destiny, because I mean, like I said, whenever I started, like I was, you know. I was way towards the end of the, and all the seniors had already graduated, and it was just me left as a lonely little junior.
Kindergarten. Yep.
Yeah. Kindergarten.
It's the story of many. It is the story of many for sure.
So, having had to get up, for anyone listening to the audiocast, I had to get up a bunch of times during that. I'm back now for the rest of the show, hopefully, theoretically. I had to get up a bunch of times, so I didn't get to hear all of Justin Ryan's comments. My issue is the simple thing that I run into with many games. Specifically, two types of games: MMOs and first-person shooters. I run into this problem where I like playing with a group of friends. B, if I play with a group of friends, I can never go back to playing it solo. I'm incapable. It's the same reason why I don't watch certain TV shows without my wife. I'm fine watching them by myself, but the moment I get that connection through that TV show, I become incapable of taking it alone. It's what happened with Borderlands as far as first-person shooters goes. It's what happens with every Halo game, and that's for that. In MMOs, Star Wars Galaxies, EverQuest, City of Heroes, WoW, even Old Republic to a slightly lesser extent, because I still manage to find enjoyment in that on my own. But for all these games, if I get hooked up with a group, usually most of these people here, and then they stop playing, I can't play anymore. And Brad, Justin, and myself started the original Destiny and had a great time. We're having a lot of fun with it. And I was fine with the tedium, didn't care about the story. It felt the same way as Halo. Like, I just don't care one way or the other about the story. I like the combat. But when they stopped playing and stopped doing Crucible and stuff with me, it was just like, eh. And then it just never was a big enough pull to spend money on again after that. After dropping $90 for the digital deluxe, I think it was. Mm-hmm. I just never wanted. I was like, Taken King. No,
you actually probably have no idea how valuable that Ghost is to you right now. in Age of Triumph. Just gonna throw it out there. You can equip it at level 1. It can be maximum light level. That ghost helps you power level like crazy, and nobody has it except for those of us who ordered the digital deluxe edition year 1.
Well, I have level 16. I think I have 3 level 12 to 16 characters in the original Destiny. So
yeah,
but yeah, so it's just one of those things. But that being said, what would get me into Destiny 2? If I have the money, I'm already going to do Destiny 2. I give Brad shit all the damn time about it. I am not doing the same thing I do when I get excited about shit and buying collector's editions. Pretty much, if it's not Mass Effect or Dragon Age or maybe Kingdom Hearts, I'm not touching collector's editions of games anymore. Yeah. If there was another Fable, just because I'm a masochist. But like, but I'm saying like, but other than those kind of things, I'm just not touching collector's editions anymore. I don't have the money for it.
I'm the same. Molyneux said he'll do another one if they asked him.
Yeah, so God, please no. But anything quote unquote untested in my mind, I'm not risking that with. But that being said, I'll probably touch Destiny 2. I mean, it comes out on my wife's next birthday, and she's gonna be out of town, so at Disneyland without me.
The trick is to get her to play, and then you'll have time to play all day long.
Exactly. Aside from the fact that I have a toddler.
Did you get him to play? It doesn't have to do well. He just run around in circles, but hey, that's your fire team right there. 3-man fire team. You got it.
Yeah, you haven't learned the parenting skill where you just give him like a controller that's not hooked to anything.
Give him a controller, make him think he's playing.
Oh, you don't understand my kid. He understands controllers and how they work, and if you do that, he will literally say, "It doesn't work. I want play." That's what happened.
You just give him one, man. Just let him go.
That happened live yesterday when I was streaming Mages in Australia. I gave him the fake controller, and he's like, "No, this one not. This not light up." And then he's like, "That one," and the one the actual working one. I had to give him that controller, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he started firing fireballs and shit off, and then I think he almost walked me into the water. It was good though.
But back to Destiny. One thing that actually really appeals to me is PC.
Yeah.
That cut off a whole corner of my friends who would play it. So just it coming on the PC, and not to mention that's where I play most of my games now, anyways. I mean, I still love my consoles, but with me streaming and all that, it's easier on PC as well. So that's definitely is the bigger pull for me right now.
If you can stream and play at the same time, if you got enough of a horsepower of a card, right?
Which 1080
we have the technology.
Buddy. Oh, so great.
Someone buy me a new card.
I'm rocking the 1070, so I can't quite pull that off.
1070 is nice, though. 1070 is really nice.
I'm rocking an AMD RS.
Get that shit out of here.
390. So, I got it for free, okay?
It's true.
So,
it doesn't work.
What I'm hearing is everybody's on board for the most part to at least give it a shot.
Whoa. Hold up. Every hype train that you start driving ends up being a short bus. That's why I'm not jumping on there. I'm going to be playing this game, but not because you told me to. I'm going to play it because I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a fair shot.
I didn't say it was because of me. I'm just saying what I'm hearing
He's just
is we're all going to play.
Yeah, so, on PC, 6 to 12 months later, whatever.
We don't know when it's launching on
May
PC,
as well be.
Which is something we need to bring up. But DCI, we haven't really talked since the immediate reactions after the stream. So I want to grab your thoughts. Like, what are you as a 3-year full-time veteran really excited about here?
On PC specifically, or are we talking just overall?
The overall feel, Destiny 2, what's got you oh my gosh, yes, this is what I want and even more.
So for me, it's more about content. Activision has committed to bringing content, and that's not just them saying, oh, here's a roadmap. I think there's actually probably some sort of financial penalties to Bungie if they don't meet their agreements with Activision to keep fresh content flowing. They've roped in 2 new studios. They've roped in Blizzard for the PC side of the fence, which means they are committed. They are doubling down. They know that COD's in trouble. They know that World War II might do better, but if it doesn't, Like, COD's done as a franchise. So for Activision, they're really doubling down on Destiny as their next main primary IP game, AAA title. So whereas Destiny 1 had like a lot of really glaring problems, I use this story all the time. So it's kind of like your brother, right? Like if your brother steals a car, you ain't gonna be proud of your brother, but he's still your brother. He's your family, right? So Destiny 1 did a lot of really stupid stuff. And it's kind of like, oh, geez, why did you do this? But at the same time, I'm super, super excited about this particular thing with what they're doing, because it seems like Age of Triumph really went a long way to smoothing out super small mechanic economy oriented issues so that they can focus on sort of the bigger picture for Destiny 2, and a lot of that little economy stuff that just drove you nuts is now fixed, and they're continuing to refine their process. And I think my biggest thing is that it's a full sequel. It's not just, like an expansion. It's got as much content in the base game as the base game for Destiny 1 and all the current expansions at launch. So there's going to be a lot to play.
Too much stuff to play.
Yeah. And that to me is something I was really concerned about as well. I was like, Destiny 1 launched bare bones. They can't launch without having 75 to 90% of what's available in the game now, and it looks like they're going to have 100% of what's available in the game now plus new stuff. And it's kind of stuff. Yeah, it's like, whoa, I'm getting a real game this time. Like, so. All right.
By the way, Destiny is the only game I've ever logged over 1,000 hours on. So, like, I've gotten super grindy, and I tell people all the time, like, oh, is it worth all this money to buy the expansions? If it's the only game you play, and you play that much, totally worth the money. Right. If not, most people consider, like, a AAA title to be, okay, I got 50 hours of game time out of it. That's worth $70. And I'm just like, that math doesn't work for me.
I like math.
So one
that's the best response I have right there.
One question I have is in the first Destiny. I mean, like I said, I haven't played it very much, but I've noticed there are no fat people. Why are there no fat people?
The Cabal are fat people.
So you're running all the time, man.
Those aren't people.
Are we really people or are we zombies? That's the question.
Everyone's a resurrected zombie without the zombie problems.
So, every time you die, you get a new body. So, kind of.
Yeah, but what if one of them died when they were fat? Wouldn't that
they get that slim body back, man?
This game is obviously not fat friendly.
No, man.
You have to be able to run and do stuff, so I guess you have to be the athletic build. I guess that's what the ghosts think.
So I'm guessing you never played a warlock then, right? Because the warlock
that's what I've been
has a beer chug on his belly. Like if you look at him, he's kind of holding out that little thing, sort of rounds out right here. Like the warlock definitely has a keg as opposed to the 6-pack.
Not entirely wrong there.
Firebite in the chat is saying Zavala is kind of fat.
He's stout.
Stout.
He's stout. He's yeah.
Ryan's like, I don't want stout. I don't want specific things.
I want ashamed to look in the mirror when you wake up fat. That's. I want to have a player character fantasy that mimics my own life.
So here's the thing, actually.
So
one of the biggest criticisms for Destiny 1 was the lack of customization. The lack of the ability to make your character look how you want it. And we're not talking about just gear. We're talking up straight up character appearance. When Destiny 1 first launched, you could not even take off your helmet in the tower. You literally designed a guardian and you never saw his face again. Then later on, they add the helmet off in the tower thing, and it's kind of like awesome. But they are hearing loud and clear the customization thing. there's been no solid confirmation, no solid information on will there be a barbershop. But if there is not, I would be really highly surprised if you were not able to change your customer or your character's appearance. I'd be really highly surprised if there weren't some sort of scaling features for your Guardian. You know, because Conan had the whole thing with the dongle slider, right? Like,
yeah, we
so
know all
who
about
knows?
It's duly the way, dick physics.
Yep. Dick physics of the.
So
I can see the guy at Bungie just being like, "Get me the guy with the dick physics."
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's probably not going to be in Destiny 2. It is rated T for T.
We must have dongles.
Oh god, so I'm hearing a lot of excitement about PC, and I'm very excited about PC, especially since it's going to be in a launcher that's pretty much one of the only things that's always open on my computer, the Blizzard launcher, which for whatever reason they decided to call it Battle.net again, even though they changed the name. That's
Like, did somebody that was my question. Did somebody seriously, like, at Blizzard Action, whatever, like, forget that they had this was a huge hullabaloo a few months ago?
Mike Morhaime, the frickin' CEO, called it Battle.net in the announcement.
What, Mike? What the fuck?
I don't know, like...
Old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Let's be real, it's a better name. Battle.net's a
yeah.
cool name. It's got 20 years of establishment behind it. They shouldn't have changed it. It's silly.
We did a podcast already where we discussed how it was a silly change and made no sense. We don't need to reiterate and get into that
come on, let me
again.
rage a little bit.
It's your show. Rage all the hell you want.
Fair enough. So, the thing we're running into here is... from everything we've seen, everything that's been told to us, PC is just plain out going to be a superior version. Is that really an issue anymore, though? Like, is 30 frames per second on a console is in a shooter, is that a problem if it looks good?
On a console, I don't think there's an issue, but personally, I also don't care that much personally at all, PC or console, but so I'm not necessarily the one to be talking to. I've actually kind of figured I don't think I can perceive 60 frames per second the same way other people can.
Everybody claims it's going to be like, hey, it matters, but it really doesn't. If it mattered, it would get PC. It's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, I'm sure. Like, I mean, I'm the guy who just got the new card, and for the first time, it's like I'm, a blind guy putting on glasses. Like, it's completely night and day when you can see the difference. But I mean, at the same time, I was still playing the same games before, just at lower settings, and it didn't really make a difference. Still enjoyed them.
So here is the argument that most people have.
Okay.
And for many people, there were two requirements to be competitive in Destiny 2 that they absolutely wanted to see. That was dedicated servers and 60 frames a second.
Which we're not getting one, and we're kind of getting the other.
Right. So the question is, from a marketing perspective, if you wanted to see 60 frames a second, dedicated servers, you wanted to be super competitive on console, what's your choice? The Blizzard Battle.net thing makes sense from a PC perspective. There's a lot of pros. I'm sure we can go into that in a second. But from the perspective of you have millions of registered players on a console already, and you're going to try and convert those to move to PC when they may only have a crappy laptop, it's just not a smart business decision. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those people were looking to really hit those 2 points of 60 frames a second. They were looking to hit dedicated servers, and 4K is great, but probably less than 10% of the market owns a 4K TV. So if you're looking at the 99% of the people who are going to buy this game, they're going to hear 60 frames a second, no dedicated servers, and they're not even going to look at the gameplay. They're going to say, I'm going to move on to COD, I'm going to move on to Battlefield, whatever the other first-person shooter is. Now, those are the 99%, the fluff, right? Like, the things that really sell the games. At the same time, your hardcore players are going to look at it and be like, this game is leagues above what it is currently. I'm super impressed with this. The 4K looks amazing. And they stated that, even on the PS4 Pro, we just can't do the physics calculations we need to It's CPU bound. It's not graphic card bound. That's why we're not able to hit 60 frames a second on console.
See,
There was also a brief question with Xbox and Scorpio as to whether or not Microsoft would demand frame rate parity between the premium console and the base console. And now they're saying, no, it's fine. Developers could do whatever they want. But for a while Bungie was developing it, they didn't know. Nobody knew.
Like, I could totally see Microsoft, like, throwing them some money and say, hey, here's a 20. Make sure we're 60 on or Scorpio. It's like, don't worry.
Probably not going to happen.
Slipping a 20 to the guy, the bouncer.
I could see them doing it, and I could see Activision taking that deal. Not Bungie necessarily, but, I mean, they have to follow what Activision says, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that being a big announcement on Microsoft's stage on Scorpio 60 frames, and we also have Destiny 2. So
that's actually really interesting because Phil Spencer has been talking a lot about Destiny 2 on the This Week at Xbox interviews, and that's why I was so sold on the fact that, like, oh yeah, the PC version will be on Xbox. It will use Xbox achievements, Xbox unlocks. But now that that's taken away, I'm still scratching my head as to why Phil Spencer is pushing Destiny 2. Maybe there is something with Scorpio, but unless it's 60 frames a second, I don't know what it's going to be.
I think Scorpio, like, their big mark with that, they really do want to make a thing, so they're probably going to actually push for that 60 frames 4K. It's the only thing I could think about, like, to make it like a statement with it.
But I don't see Activision taking the deal if PlayStation is the one that gets the exclusives. And I think it's kind of janky, like, from a marketing perspective, that
I could see them taking...
The PC version is the premium version, but the PlayStation one is the one with the exclusives.
But let's say,
that
like,
forces people into a choice.
But you have somebody making exclusives. You have somebody just saying, like, hey, it just plays better on this system, and it being a wholly separate deal. Activision's greedy. I can see them taking a deal on anything if it's thrown at them. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I just know it's going to be interesting E3 period, but
Yes.
I could definitely see them doing something with Scorpio, and then, like, especially like you mentioned, like, Phil Spencer doesn't start talking about a game heavily unless he knows something's in the works that they want to announce and they're getting excited about.
I wonder how much they'd have to pay Activision to break that deal too. I mean,
it's not exactly a deal. Like, you're not getting exclusive content, but
well, it's a break the exclusive content deal. And that said, I don't have a Jade Rabbit on Xbox. That doesn't break my gameplay experience. I don't have those gear sets. That doesn't break my gameplay experience. The biggest things I'm missing on Xbox is a multiplayer map and one strike, I think. Like, the gear is not a big deal to me. Because you know what's going to happen? There's going to be other gear, and there's going to be other guns that...
Well, it's like any other MMO. The gear and the guns you get at the beginning will probably last you to level 10, and then they won't be anymore.
I would be okay if there was an exclusivity period like there was in COD, 3 months. I'd be totally fine with that. The 1 year is a bit excessive.
It really is. Like,
there were 3 Hawk Moon nerfs before we even saw it hit the Xbox. We never knew the original Hawk Moon.
It's still a damn good gun.
It's still a good gun, but it was way better in year 1, day 1. So
that's a weird thing to think about, though, with the exclusivity stuff, though. Like, I don't know why they do it, but anyways,
they always want money.
money.
I can really see Microsoft trying to grab as many exclusive deals as I can to really show this is this much better than PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah,
which as specs go, it is. So I really like, I would put money down on that, folded money down on that something's going to happen with Scorpio and Destiny. It's a big reveal at Microsoft stage.
I think Bungie still has a lot of ex-girlfriend syndrome, man. That's what it comes down to for me. I mean,
but I mean, it does. They do. They obviously do, because the way they did their presentation, they didn't show off Xbox at all. They touted PlayStation, and they refused to talk about Scorpio. which that's a fair point. You don't talk about Scorpio because nobody's talking about it yet. But you're right. But at the end of the day, they do have to listen to Activision. If Activision makes that deal, says, hey, here's 20. We want you to cut that exclusivity with Sony to 3 months and push 60 frames on Scorpio, Bungie's got to do it.
At the same time, like, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. There's, 20 million more units of the PS4 sold than Xbox at this point?
Right.
Scorpio's not going to pull 20 million units. So no matter which way you slice it, Activision has won this generation of the console. Or not Activision, PlayStation. Activision. Bungie,
Activision, maybe.
Same thing. Whatever.
Activision probably wins all of them, really.
Yeah. PlayStation's won the console war. So
Put it on a Switch.
I find it really hard for them to say we're going to bite the hand that feeds us, so to speak.
I see a great point in there, too, but in the end, I don't think they really... Well, it's hard to say. It's weird. They're not talking about it, which means usually there's a big announcement being held.
Yeah, but if you're talking numbers, like, PC's got higher than everything with all those. Because, I mean, there's, a couple 100 million active Steam users right now?
It is, but active Steam users are playing a variety of different games. And that's why it's hard to compare PC versus install base versus a console install base. Console install base, everybody has that same experience. PC, they're not, and everybody's playing something different.
I mean, Steam's got a crap ton of free-to-play games, too.
They do.
So let's switch to Battle.net and the fact that it's on there as opposed to Steam or the Xbox store. I think it's a really good thing.
I do too. It's interesting. This is the first game that's not from Blizzard being on Battle.net.
It is, and
right.
I want to go ahead and let me address something I saw on some forums today. There is no Blizzard money paying for Destiny 2. If you think that, you need to get your head out of your ass and realize this is purely a cross-marketing strategy for superior back and forth amongst, Activision and Blizzard titles, as well as a really, really good set-in-stone login system for PC. That's all this is.
Oh, it's also them trying to just control the marketplace as well. That way they're not... part of the money's not going to Steam. It's all staying within Activision. Proper.
Like Blizzard saying, hey, we could be a platform like you play, like Origin, like Steam. I think they're probably going to like that idea, but... correct me, isn't Blizzard supposed to be working on a game Destiny-like?
There's rumors that we may be seeing...
Because I would wonder how that conversation would change if they actually had something that's comparable.
It's rumors of maybe an Overwatch campaign.
We got Overwatch and we got World of Warcraft, but we don't have them together yet.
Well, it's funny because Destiny's like the best of all three worlds. You've got a multiplayer shooter, you've got a looter from Diablo, and you've got the MMO aspect of WoW all in one game.
Wow, take this and think about it. Like if they took Overwatch and they did do kind of like the Destiny route for it, where you play as a character in this Overwatch, this game set in the Overwatch universe or whatever, and like you go through and you see all the different all the different like actual heroes and stuff, and then like months later, that character from that game shows up in like the actual Overwatch game as a new character.
No, I can see them being like, Destiny starts rolling over to Heroes of the Storm. No question.
I would love some cross-marketing, man. Let me get some...
Okay, so Zur is already in WoW. Let's start there.
He is.
He's there. I think that if Blizzard wanted to launch their Battle.net service as a store, they needed a super strong title to do it. If they had done this with Infinite Warfare, it would have flopped.
Yeah, no.
It would have been really, really bad.
Because that's a bad game.
Exactly. You don't see like Call of Duty stuff on the Battle.net store. That could have happened years ago when they first signed their publishing agreement. You could have seen Candy Crush on their store because that's all owned by the same people. But that's not on their store. So I think if they wanted to open the marketplace, it needed to be a really strong title.
Mm-hmm.
5 of the top 10 games, something like that, on Twitch is a Blizzard title, and Destiny's right there in the mix. So it makes a lot of sense. Like especially if you're looking to drive people from Twitch, where they see the gameplay, to the purchasing option, it makes a lot of sense.
I want to know if I can buy Destiny Silver with WoW Gold.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but think about it.
You can buy the game,
could
though.
buy.
You can buy the game with WoW Gold. So are they going to let you buy the silver pieces too? There's no reason they shouldn't.
You could buy on the Battle.net account. You have a Blizzard account that has money in it, right? That can be used for all sorts of different things. So I don't know why not.
Yeah, because you spend the gold to buy a token to convert to Blizzard store cash to buy Destiny. Why can't they just put the silver on there too? You're going to turn cash into cash from one game to another. That's crazy.
The other really interesting thing about the Blizzard deal is in year 1 and year 2, they never issued a console ban for anything. And then Trials, the competitive game mode, Trials of Osiris, got really, really hectic. People started lag switching. People started doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I think the other advantage that Battle.net is going to enforce, because the PC version is going to be the competitive version of the game, is that they're going to issue the ban hammer. And if you do something like cheating or glitching in a competitive match, they can take away your account. And if you've logged 3,000 hours into a game, that's a huge risk. Huge risk. And it also crosses over to your Overwatch, so you basically screw 2 of your main games at once if you wind up cheating and get banned.
Ooh.
So the ban hammer is going to be really, really good on the competitive scene and keeping
Don't be
people
that
honest.
guy.
Or play on console.
Yeah.
Right?
It takes so much more effort to cheat on consoles, right?
It actually takes less. You just have to know
Less.
what you're doing. Because there's nothing there to stop you. There's no
And
anti-cheat.
Destiny's maps are so intricate that there's all sort of out-of-map glitches that are a regular thing.
Just like Halo used to be.
Super
the good
Joe?
old days.
And that's, you know what? That's something someone brought up. Does anyone else get a little bit of a Halo vibe more than previously from Destiny 2? Because I'm feeling it. Like,
Well, now we have this trailer, the long trailer playing on the stream and the podcast, and the first thing I felt is I felt a stronger Halo vibe out of this than I felt out of Destiny 1.
and maybe it's the action, maybe it's the story sequences. The gunplay is already damn near identical. So I don't know. It's just something about it. It feels very nostalgic, even though it shouldn't.
I might be spoiling one of my future videos. I don't know, but
Do it.
in the strike, they talk about an AI, and it's not your ghost talking.
Right.
It's somebody else named Failsafe. And Failsafe introduces themselves as, "Hey, Commander Zavala, I'm your friendly favorite neighborhood AI." So, are AIs a thing? Is this like Cortana coming in? We don't really know. It could be a lesser war mind, so to speak. A war mind that's one of the lesser minds from Rasputin.
Could it be one of the derivatives of the Siva? Like one of the other 6 versions, maybe?
Siva never spoke in the lore.
Right, but the
Siva spoke through other people.
There was Siva, and then there was 6 other things similar to that. So maybe it's something else, more sentient.
Maybe. My bet's on the war mind. It's not a ghost. It calls itself an AI, right? Ghosts think of themselves as people, right? That'd be like me saying, "Hey, I'm an android." That's not really, it doesn't go over well. So I think it's probably a war mind, a lesser war mind. But, so the idea of AI, you get the idea of multiple weapons, The supers are looking really dope right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they do.
I do like the staff thingy. That was pretty cool.
They're calling it the Hunter Pole Dancer is the community nickname because it has like the bow staff, you know.
Monkey King.
So yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I like the staff. I totally the shield is obviously just totally Captain America ripoff.
Oh yeah. But it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel so good to just run through dudes and smash them with the shield.
I can't play any game that has a shield throw without actually thinking Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just like the shield throw, just all the time,
yes. Marvel vs. Capcom was dope.
man. And then if I wield the thing, you're going to hear me just shouting like "Final Justice," and it's gonna be great.
No, with Justin, what you'll do is if you're streaming Destiny 2, you'll get this Elgato stream deck. And yes, I'm trying to get us sponsored by Elgato, okay? But you'll get an Elgato stream, and you'll literally just have a dedicated button that yells that out.
Be like,
It's funner when I do it, though.
No.
Okay, then it yells that it's a dedicated button that has you yell it out. You know, just like
Trying to kill your drop in here.
it's gonna be a dedicated buy my book.
Buy my book.
I can't use any of them. They're not hooked up there.
So, one of the things I really was super happy to see is instead of having NPCs that you don't care about in Destiny 1, like there are all these people just standing around the tower and they're like, no, you go shoot stuff, right? In Destiny 2, you're seeing those same characters fight alongside you.
Yeah.
Like, from the moment that I saw the trailer, I was like, holy crap, that's Amanda Holiday flying in the ship to come and save me. You know, like, she looks like a badass in that trailer. You know, you get Zavala with a bubble, and you see Ikora using her Warlock Blink ability to blink Cade out of a gunslinger moment into the bubble so he doesn't die as stuff is collapsing on top of him.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that really connects the story.
It really does, and that's something I am a little worried about. Like, what is Destiny 2 gonna do for the lapsed player or the new player to make them invested in these characters that we spent the Taken King with, and all these other side missions and, you know, monologues pre-strike and pre-raid? Like, how are they gonna feel important to these new players and stuff? What are they doing, you know?
They added
They'll give
Nathan
a lot of
Fillion.
quests.
Wait, what?
That's like
All you need is
yeah, it's
Nathan
like-
Fillion.
that's all you need.
Well, you know, and Nathan Fillion is a really good answer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess I can see it. I mean, what we've seen, the homecoming mission is not where the game starts, so maybe there's a little something before that.
It's a high point. It's a moment of like super intense action, and I'm sure it'll be slower pacing before and after, right? But look at like other characters that we didn't see in the trailer. So like Shiro is at Fallwinter Peak, Shiro 4.
Right.
He is advanced at gunsmithing because he gives you the plans for the Kvostov and the Galahorn, right, in year 3. And now we have weapon mods. I don't know if you picked up on that, but if you look at the weapons as you mouse over them in the different screenshots, it says this weapon has no modification on it.
Yeah, that's something I'm really excited about. It's a little more RPG right there, a little more inventory management.
Right. So maybe there's like one stock version of the weapon, and unlocking different sites or whatever is considered a mod.
Yeah.
But there could be a whole new subsystem under place. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even seen the weapon trees yet. It could just be there's only 2 perks on them now, and everything else is a mod.
Part of what makes Black Ops so balanced is that there's only like 10 weapons, and in Black Ops 2 you had the pick 13 system or whatever it was. You could only equip 13 perks at a time. And I think if you're going to go more esports, like that's part of it. You can't balance hundreds of weapons with hundreds of different perks that all say slightly different things, and you don't know what perk is better. For example, 2 of the perks say, you know, this gun reloads unbelievably fast, and another one says this gun reloads blindingly fast. Well, which one is faster, unbelievably or blinding? Like
Blinding.
I don't know, you know. So, I think the perks are probably going to be reworked, and they weren't ready to show those off yet.
Yeah, and everything we've saw was at least 3 months old too. So, I'm hoping they show some revamped, refreshed, a lot newer stuff at E3.
Well, how much of this current like press push do you think was not pre-engineered before the GameStop leaks with the poster and all that?
0%.
I really feel like
it's a 3-month-old
demo.
build. They said this demo was made specifically for this event. They had to have known in advance to do this.
I really think they didn't even know that I really didn't even think that they knew that they were going to be announcing pre-E3 until, you know, the GameStop leak happened. Because it was like, holy crap, the GameStop leak happened, and it was either intentional with showing the poster and all the PlayStation exclusives and the release date and all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of like a CYA moment, like, oh man, we have to release something now so that people don't let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
Right.
Or it was more, you know, because a build like this, it was a limited test build. It was fully playable, and there was a strike that you could play, which they probably already done. But they said they custom edited the mission that was played at the alpha there for this event.
Yeah.
So the question is, they spent a couple months building up the event, but how long in advance did they have stuff booked and all that kind of stuff?
That's the thing, and that's where it comes to the booking. They had to have it for a while. It's hard to get a venue like that just right off the bat.
Yeah, but an airplane hangar. I mean, how many people book stuff in? How many people book stuff in airplane hangar?
True.
Rooster Teeth.
I think it might be a little more easy to get than, you know, some downtown convention center. That's what I'm saying.
That's a fair point.
All right. Well, we're coming up on an hour.
We're pretty much at an hour.
Well, we didn't start till 10 after, so yeah.
So there were.
Well, we didn't start at 10
I'm being
after
an ass. I just have a wife texting me asking if I'm going to be having dinner tonight.
No.
I love how every podcast ends with Josh
Dinner's
being
optional.
like, my wife said it's time for dinner.
Well, it's great because no, pretty much that's how every podcast ends on my side. The best part of it, well, it's because she doesn't actually, for whatever reason, remember when podcasts start. But then when we hit that 6-month daylight savings time, it'll then switch to the podcast starts late because Josh was having dinner. So
that's how we know what time it is.
Yep. Because Arizona sucks.
We need to
It's a
kind
Boolean
of
option, either or.
It's either Arizona or the rest of the country.
Yes.
We need to kind of wrap things up here. Is there any other major things you guys wanted to touch on here before we run off?
No major things necessarily. Like, I'm as excited as I think I'm physically capable of being about Destiny 2 at this point. Meaning, I'm interested. I'd like to play it. I'd like to create content in it. But if somebody, if finances don't work out for me, that like I can't afford it, or something comes up, or time isn't in my favor for when it comes out, I'm also not going to be like heartbroken to not pick it up.
Right.
Is pretty much where I'm sitting. Like, I want to do it, but if I don't, It's the first person shooter MMO mentality I have, because again, those are the genres, and then this is kind of like a mashup kind of it, where it's just like, okay.
Plus loot.
Sweet loot.
Yeah.
There will be a ton of loot.
We already know I have a problem with loot addiction.
We all do.
Well, I'm gonna go play Destiny now.
So, Xanos, do you mind if I plug my stuff real quick?
No, that's what I was getting to. Please, where can we find you? What would you like to tell us about what you do with YouTube and Twitch? Go.
How much money do you make before taxes?
Right. Okay.
5,000.
So you can find me on YouTube at DietCola for the Win is the name of the channel. DietCola for the Win is the name of the Twitch channel, and also my Twitter handle. That's my main social media. Also, I do have other accounts on Facebook and Instagram. They're just not as regular pretty much just posting stream times, that sort of thing. Also, if you guys are interested in joining a community Discord that is super strong and really active, our Multi-Lux community Discord has over 600 people on it. So it's pretty cool. We've got little LFG groups going. You've got places to post memes, just general, any sort of thing you really want. A lot of it is Destiny-centric, but I'm also there with 2 or 3 other what we call syndicated content creators. Cos Gaming is at 16K. He's there on the Discord server. Coda is at 26K. He's transitioning from COD glitches to Destiny 2 as the main focus of his channel. He's there. And we also have a channel called Split Screen that has had several other YouTube channels, and they've come back to form one like awesome breakdown video YouTube channel. So Split Screen is there as well. So if you guys feel like it, make sure to check out the Multi-Lux community Discord.
All right. Well, and I've been over there for a couple weeks now. It's pretty solid. It's one of the more active Discords I've run across, actually.
Discords can be
we're
active?
working on we're working on partnership, but that's a little bit of ways. I can't announce that yet,
Right.
but we are working on that path.
Ooh.
So, I think that's gonna wrap us up for this week. Unless we have any other housekeeping.
No, I think that's it pretty much for housekeeping. Let's see I actually know what I'm playing on Wednesday night, so if you want me to do my the upcoming stream schedule, I can do that before you do the actual outro.
Yeah, go ahead, because oh god, we're out of pre-planned shows. I don't know what we're doing next week.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well,
It's
next
a
week
holiday, too.
Well,
E3.
next week is essentially, I guess, kind of a combination of pre-E3 and post-Phoenix Comic-Con, because this weekend is Phoenix Comic-Con for me, because I'm the only one in Arizona. So I'll be doing that. So if you see me around, I'll be there Saturday and Sunday, pretty much all day, except for when I'm streaming in the morning. So yeah, for people new and old, if you don't know the streaming schedule, it's listed in our panels, but I'll give it to you really quickly. Wednesday nights, I stream super fucking late at 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. It's when I'm able to. Wednesday night, I'll be streaming, it's Bio Incorporated Redemption. Just kind of looked really interesting. Was sent the code earlier today. I'll be checking that out. And then Saturday and Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll be doing that. And
Wunderbar.
yeah, so that's my streaming schedule.
All right.
And that's all here on twitch.tv/Constantly Calibrating for the people who may be hearing this when the show goes live on Friday.
Cool. So, I want to thank everyone for joining us once again, be it live or the recorded version of the podcast. We are here every Monday night at 9-ish Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Up until today, we were on time for a whole month.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why does that happen when I'm not here?
Because I didn't have to emergency add a 5th host for the last 3 weeks. Last time.
Oh, okay. So, of course, we're here at twitch.tv/Constantly Calibrating. You can find us all over the interwebs. We have our regular website at constantlycalibrating.com. You can find us on Twitter at ConCalPod. You can find us at any of our individual handles. I am at OGZanos. Ryan is at RyDaddyF. Justin is at The Aging Gamer. And Josh is at Bear Punch. I'm
the one who gets forgetting for half a second.
Give me a second here. I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
I'm. You've heard me coughing all night. Shut up. So, we are here. We have Facebook. Just look us up. Constantly Calibrating on Facebook. And please give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you can do to support us. We appreciate it. We love your faces. Once again, I want to thank DietCola for the win, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Maybe we can do a post-release show or something if you want to, or
Sure.
If you ever have something you want to talk about, let us know. I'm enjoying your insights, and it's good to have you, man. It's good.
Yeah, we're always open to guest appearances, even if they're not specifically related to one thing or one promotional thing. You're always welcome back.
Yep. Anything you ever want to promote, we'll kick it up there and do stuff.
Oh yeah, just let us know.
Again, thank you everyone, and that'll do it for this week. We bid you good sign off.